Every time the Cookstove Alliance has a meeting, we seem to find more and more champions and advocates and partners. This is very exciting to see how many of you are here today. It's clear that this is a very central way for us all to be involved also in meeting the Millennium Development Goals.
So all of you around here who are wondering whether this is the old Cookstove initiative, get over it, it isn't, and it's never going to be again. I had no idea of the health impacts associated with traditional cookstoves and open fires. You cannot address a killer of 2 million individuals every year unless you make a long-term commitment to that effort.
This initiative was supported by the two people that are very famous in Vietnam. One is Secretary Clinton, and two is the Julia Roberts, the actress. So we took note and we sent this to the headquarters, telling these specific two names, and I don't know why. And then by the end of last year, the government of Vietnam officially supported and expressed the wish to become the alliance, the member of the alliance.
It's easy to see why so many people in this room feel so strongly about the issue of clean cookstoves, from the State Department down to NGOs and private entities. About 3 billion people around the world are still cooking with solid fuels every day. 3 billion people have to burn solid fuels to cook their food.
The alliance is only as strong as its partners, donors and implementing partners, and everyone is looking for good, high return on investment solutions that can address not just one issue and problem, but multiple. And when you look at cookstoves, you look at that and say, gosh, it tackles, gender issues, women's empowerment issues, environmental issues, economic development issues, income generation, the list goes on.
Yeah, I'm a cook and I know how to feed people. We're talking often about people without 2 million, 3 billion. Me, I like to start kind of putting faces into those people and not trying to tell people how big the problem is, but also I'm trying to get into the brains of many of those persons.
So I think this is really a transformational moment. I think the strategy that the Alliance has put out, Igniting Change, is a fantastic roadmap on how to do that. It's frankly, from where I sit, probably the best version of that strategy for the sector that I've ever seen. The biggest contribution the U.S. government's been making financially in the first several years on technology at our Department of Energy, on stove testing at EPA, on health research at NIH, and health evaluation work at CDC, and all the other different agencies that are participating in the effort. We don't want to do that work 5 or 10 years from now. We want to do it now so that it's prepared to inform the field over the coming years.
So we had a pretty good idea that our technology set was not very effectively impacting 2/3 of the world's population. It's a wonderful opportunity to make an impact on people's lives. And I'm just reminded of the quote from Emerson on how to succeed. And that quote ends with, "To know that even one life breathed easier because you lived, this is to have succeeded."
My mother used to cook using something called, in Bengali, the word is called unun, which is basically a device made out of clay. And you use cow dung and coal for cooking. So for me, it's not a theoretical concept, it's not a television concept, it's a personal concept. It's not something you donate. You create a system that they can help themselves. And you create a mechanism, you create a market that ultimately enables those people to lift out of poverty. One of the models we call inclusive business, initially in Latin America. The idea is, how do you engage the low-income citizen in the value chain of the company? Not just as a consumer, but as a supplier, as a distributor.
So you bring different capabilities to the table, you bring different methodologies, different points of view, and if you can honor those different points of views and methodologies and learn from each other, then you have a winning combination. And that's a little bit of what I see here in the Alliance.